Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso here on S3. And today it is World Radio Day, which means we are connecting not only 5FM, but also the Big Breakfast Show with Stan and team on Good Hope FM as well for World Radio Day. The thing is, media always needs to connect, because if there's a platform for communication, we are really speaking the same language, and that's what we are celebrating today. Now, let's focus for a second on somebody who has really just changed the game when it comes to Sunday night radio, in fact, radio in general. And I have very, very special connections personally with my radio journey with this individual. And please just welcome this guy from the Sunset Smoothie, Sundays on Good Hope FM. Bradley Knight, ding, 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 you know he's celebrating 25 years. Oh, wow, yes, man. Bradley Knight, my man.
Thank
you know
man.
What? It is so good to have you on the couch today.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm so glad that I got to do this. I'm sorry.
I'm so happy you get to do it too.
I also, it's great.
Awesome, man, Cole.
So let me start you off. 25 years. Now, number one, when somebody says they've been in radio for 25 years, people in radio are like, oh my word, there's hope. So thank you for offering hope for anybody on their journey. Yeah. But let's start off at the beginning. I'd like to know, if nobody knows how Bradley Knight got into radio, let's start at the beginning. Started from the bottom, now you are here. I want to know the story.
Started at the bottom.
Yep.
Now, yeah, I love it. So it all started at a campus radio station. I was a student at UWC.
Yes.
And had my own radio show there. Went on to join a community radio station in the 90s called C-Flat Radio. Shout out to Jeffrey Clansworth giving me my first gig. Never ever planned to end up in broadcasting, but that was the start. I kind of cut my teeth in radio there. And then plucked up the courage to prepare a demo tape for Good Hope FM, which got turned down, by the way.
It always does.
The very first demo tape got turned down.
Yeah.
Approached one of the legends, Graham White of Vanilla Thriller, and he gave me a couple of tips, made a few adjustments, and boom. December 1999, Christmas Eve, I got my first phone call to say, come and do a radio show with
Christmas
us.
Eve!
That's it.
You know, can
it
I
all
tell
started
you why,
out there.
why is it, okay, you program managers, why must you always call these new talents in, right? Because we know that you have nobody else
Everybody else is on leave. So I was happy for that.
Yeah.
And I mean, after that first show, I was convinced I was going to get a phone call to say, thanks for coming, don't bother coming back.
Yes.
But here we are 25 years later. So it's been an incredible honor and a privilege to do this with the station, with commercial radio, 25 years non-stop. Awesome. So I'm still trying to hold that, how that happened.
Oh, it's cool. But you do it, I mean, you're still doing it. And the great thing about it is that you're still loving it, and you've also pursued other passions along the way.
Absolutely.
Because life happens while radio happens.
Sure.
You don't just have this radio focus and it's done. So, I mean, you and I have a very similar drive, psychology.
Yes.
But you took it to a different level because, I mean, you're a psychologist and you're still on radio, which proves it's possible.
It's possible.
But how difficult is it to like have that balance to go into still focus on academics, which actually nourishes what you do on air?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah. Look, Good Hope was a part of that experience all the way through.
Yeah.
Throughout that 25 years, I got married, became a dad, career changes, and so as a clinical psychologist, I now see my radio show as my playground. It's my way of self-care. It's a space to just unwind and do life and have something that I enjoy doing. So
yes.
I think it's an important part. We always talk to people about self-care and how important it is to do things that fill your cup. This is my thing, you know, Sunset Smoothie, Sunday nights, 6 to 10. And I think it is important to know that, you know, life can offer you some interesting twists and turns. As I said, I was the shy guy at school. Nobody would have expected me to end up in broadcasting. As it turned out, you know, the opportunities presented itself. There's an awesome quote. It says, the opportunity of a lifetime must be seized in the lifetime of the opportunity. So you get these little moments where you must take the opportunity and go for it. And that's what happened with me, you know.
Yes.
So I'm incredibly grateful.
Yes, I'm grateful to you as well. I mean,
things have turned out this way.
You are one of the most wholesome people. In fact, one of my very first opportunities in radio came on your show.
We got to work together at one point.
I remember it fondly because, you know what, you looked at me and you smiled at me. And it was the most reassuring smile because when I was talking, I was worried about what was coming out of my mouth, but you weren't. And I think for someone to have that type of just affirming nature is so good for any young person getting into the industry.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most magical thing about you is that you've remained warm, humble.
Thanks, man.
You care about people, and it comes out of the speaker, and that's the most important thing. But quick one.
Yeah.
All right, quick one. After 25 years in radio, what can the new radio generation really learn right now to nourish their game, so to speak, in radio?
Yeah, I think listen to a lot of radio all the time. I mean, there's all these other things competing for our attention. Listen to radio, listen to a variety of options. There's retail radio, I recommend it, community radio, get involved.
Yeah.
Cut your teeth there. Don't think about, I got to go from nothing straight into commercial radio. Get the experience and follow your passion. There's opportunities like never before. If I can do it, I think anybody can do it. And
Yes.
so, it's been a journey for, starting a night shift. You don't sometimes hit the big time initially. So be willing to get what you can get. I did the 2 till 6 shifts. I did the, prime time, daytime. I got to do weekend breakfast. And now the perfect fit for me has been the Sunday evening gig. So listen to radio and be you. Just keep it real.
Yeah.
And give it a shot. You just never know. It might be you next,
Yes, Bradley Knight. Honestly, it's such a pleasure, and
Thank you.
So good to chat to you again. This man, 25 years on radio. That is a servant to radio right there, and continues to do so every Sunday, 6 to 10 p.m. only on Good Hope FM. We are celebrating today, and you know what? If I'm gonna grab a quote from this man as well, and say, if you want to get radio right, listen to Bradley Knight.